Good morning, you're watching Jelly Media News. This is Honey Walford with the headlines. Coronavirus strikes at Amersham College and the mental health of students is at an all-time low. The government's lack of acknowledgement towards the struggling arts sector is causing many musicians to worry about what their futures will look like. Local business owners in and around Buckinghamshire have decided to step forward and speak to us about how the pandemic has affected their shops and sales. Coronavirus reports are at an all-time high currently within Amersham, and with this comes harsher regulations and sadly the downfall of students' mental well-being. After reports of heightened anxiety and whispers that the college isn't doing enough to reach out and help those in need, we decided to step onto the scene and investigate ourselves. By directly questioning a plethora of students individually, we discovered some shocking things that are happening behind the scenes. I decided to investigate further by going on campus. Here's what I found. As a student at Amersham College, lockdown regulations are something you will experience on a daily basis. Some of these changes are barely noticeable to a newcomer here, but for those returning, they may feel as if they've entered a whole new building. For some students, these changes have affected their mental well-being. Here's what we found out from a short survey we sent out. Out of all the responses we received, 69% said they struggle with a mental illness. Majority of these people who disclosed their issues said they suffered from anxiety or depression. 88% of those who said they did suffer also said that lockdown affected them more, with half of them then rating the effect within the top 25% on a severity scale. Complaints many of these students submitted centred around the idea that the college does not offer enough access to mental health support during online learning lessons. However, nearly half of the students who complained said that there is also not enough support during on-campus lessons. 20% of the students also said that they believe the college handles some mental health issues better than others. As you can see here, at Amersham College, the mental health of students has been very much affected by lockdown. But what should the college be doing about this? Honey Walford, Jelly Media, Amersham College. Now, to delve deeper into why students have been affected this way, our out-of-studio correspondent Adam Crunchley has spoken to Cliff Austin, a mental health nurse who works at Birmingham and Solihull Mental Health Foundation Trust, to see what he thinks is causing these lows.
So, Cliff, first question, what changes have you seen in mental health over the last year compared to before the pandemic?
Well, there's been significant changes. Now, one has to bear in mind that mental health resources have always been limited. They've always been under-resourced and they've been known for many, many years as the Cinderella service. And there also remains a difficulty in recruiting sufficient staff. So that's one of the issues that has changed since the pandemic. There has been even more pressure put on the services. And although the government has tried to respond, you can't respond immediately. You can't suddenly conjure up hosts of new members of staff who are appropriately trained.
Here's a question. Another one. Number three is how has the pandemic affected established patients? I'm assuming frustratingly because it cannot be denied. Like there are probably certain patients you're on a breakthrough with, and then the pandemic occurs, which may well have worsened their condition. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do indeed, yes. And it's most certainly affected established patients. One of the facets of mental ill health is that despite campaigns to raise awareness of people, people often end up living a lonely and isolated existence when they're experiencing mental health problems.
Could you explain what sort of treatments are available for the mental health?
When you're talking about, for instance, the talking therapies, which include counselling for things like anxiety and depression, there are also psychological therapies, which can include cognitive behavioural therapy and what they call solution-focused therapy. They're short-term therapies that can sometimes help. But again, that's if you bear in mind that psychological services were already under pressure before COVID came along, that simply increases the delay in people being able to access those resources. But it's also about helping people to understand the effects of socialization and tackling loneliness and learning to develop coping strategies.
Final question then. What
Yeah.
should you do? What should you do if you feel your mental health is suffering, whether due to the pandemic or not?
Well, the first thing and the first message I'd want to get over is don't keep it to yourself. Talk to someone, a friend, a family member, a neighbour. Find out what are your local resources which can help you to find the strength to take control of your life. Whatever the diagnosis that you may have in terms of a mental health label, mental health, mental ill health strips us of our control and leads to greater desperation and loss of self-worth. So you need to speak to people about that. You can speak to your GP or your health centre. You can contact the many helplines, some of which I've mentioned already, which you'll find online. On the .gov sites, there's a link to all the helplines. In an emergency, you can call 111. If you yourself or others you're aware of are in a life-threatening situation, you can dial 999. Everyone is struggling with the impact of the pandemic, and that gives us all a unique opportunity to break down some of the barriers and help each other to learn to be better at how we support one another.
Okay.
So that's what I would say.
Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That's Cliff Austin.
Thanks for that, Adam, and thank you very much to Cliff for that lovely insight. So, as we can see, the mental well-being of the students at Amersham College is declining due to these new regulations and changes in teaching methods. But, luckily, we can see there's hope that this can change with the right attitude and approach. The arts industry is being affected by COVID-19 due to cancellations of shows, which is putting pressure on musicians and other artists to grow. The government hasn't done much to help this and keep the arts industry going. We've decided to interview a local band. Here's Shed. I'm here with Lewis and Khalid from Shed. Hi guys, how are you?
I'm good, you?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Good, thank you. You guys are both studying to go into the music industry. Are there any specific job titles or areas within the industry you're aiming for?
I think working for record labels is what I'm trying to do, or promotion, stuff like that.
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, I think it'll be good to work in the music industry.
Yeah. Any specific job titles you're working towards?
Record label would be good. Maybe even as a musician itself. Yeah.
Do you have any idea of what steps you're going to take to achieve those
Um,
goals?
Start small. Small steps is good. Start releasing music, giving it out to companies to get noticed.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to apply. I am applying for uni. Going to do like business courses, see what I can do, getting into jobs and stuff like that.
Are these the same kind of plans and steps you were going to take before lockdown, or have they changed?
For me, it's kind of been how I intended to do, get into the industry. But
Pretty much same plan, except I would have liked to do more gigging this year, but coronavirus. So.
Mm-hmm. How often were you gigging before lockdown?
Well, with Shed, none, but we have a college band, Circle Time. We've done a few gigs. We're going to do more, but again, coronavirus.
And you're both in Circle Time?
Yeah, Circus on my college band. Yeah.
How often were you gigging before?
So we did 2 performances. We did one in the college for like a Christmas show, and then another one in Wickham, doing a little bit. And then we planned to do another one actually for the end of the year, but that's literally when lockdown came around and couldn't happen.
Were you gigging outside of Circle Time with any other bands, either of you?
I wasn't.
Neither was I.
After getting out of lockdown, was there any changes in gigs? Have you done any recently or over the summer months?
Well, it's a bit hard, especially with venues being closed down. But we've been looking at opportunities like online, like virtual stuff like that.
Yeah, so is it mainly virtual gigs you're looking to?
Yeah, so for our other Christmas show this year as a part of the college.
Coming soon.
Got another live performance, like a virtual thing, and then.
So is that just a gig where it's on camera and people pay tickets to view?
Probably not paying. We're only a college band, so.
No, that's nice. So in terms of, I assume you guys have heard of the government's Rethink, Reskill, Reboot campaign. Have you both seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah? What were your initial opinions when you saw the campaign?
Not very nice, really. It kind of looks like they didn't care, and they were kind of ignorant. They thought like, you know, it was easy to get another job. It was easy to like rebrand yourself.
Yeah, a bit rubbish, really.
Are there steps you wish they'd taken in terms of a different approach towards it? Something they'd done differently?
Yeah. Well, since the music industry gives a lot to the UK economy, they could have gave a bit back, you know, helped the people that helped you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, I guess, yeah.
Thank you very much. That was lovely. That's been Shed. We'll now see a live performance we got of you guys. Thank you very much. Here's Shed with My Kind of Woman.
Lonely hearts meet through a window. Put a friendship ahead. No, it's a Christmas ad from Lidl with great prices instead. Free-range British turkey, smell the magic. A jumbo with our logo and a pig in a blanket. Great value parsnips, oh what a price. Emotional gravy, that potato looks nice. We don't need cutesy characters when carrots taste this good. We don't want romance, we want award-winning Christmas pod. There's usually a moment where we want you to feel sad. We don't have time like sparkling wine. This cheese will make you feel so glad.
It's magical time of the year.
Proper Christmas messages and cake and sprouts and gin. Have little, we're big on a Christmas. You can believe it.
With the reopening of the world after the lockdown in spring came a change in the way people wanted to shop. Lots chose online over in-store weekly food shops, whilst others braved the worries of the outside world with their masks and hand sanitizer. Some discovered the wonders of shopping small and using local businesses to help those who need the money more than corporate chains. We spoke to some of these owners of these small businesses around Buckinghamshire. Here's Lewis Rutland with a rundown of what they said.
We asked if any businesses would attend any crafts fairs to grow their business. A streetwear business called Indetermined International said 100%. We applied for one locally in Portsmouth that would have happened next weekend, but it's been cancelled, which has been a real shame. Clearly this shows the virus has stopped events which can help a business expand and maybe gain a few more sales. We also wondered how the lockdown has changed the sales for any businesses. Glue March, a handmade jewellery business based in Hertfordshire, replied, mostly positive. I have been getting more sales, although it can be quite up and down sometimes. But I do think my business has grown and gained more attention from others. This is great because the lockdown is helping some small businesses grow, and however, another business said, sadly it's affected their international sales because they haven't been able to go to their local town and send off products internationally. This definitely will affect a range of some business sales. One business said that it meant they have to buy their supplies in bulk, which will make their product more expensive than usual, therefore increase how much it will cost to make, and the product will make the product, which will also mean the business will get less profit. We also found out 50% of the businesses started during lockdown due to the person being bored and wanting to earn a bit more money, and the other half were already running the business. So the lockdown has helped give people a new way of earning money as well. However, those who did start their business recently have probably not experienced as much change as the others who have started up in lockdown. We also wanted to see how businesses has grown. All the small businesses agreed that social media has helped their business grow and gain more attention from their products. Another jewellery business called Introverted Angel stated, it's been easier to grow connections online than in person. Finally, we asked how the businesses had to adapt due to the pandemic. Indetermined International has had to change the clothing items to something you would wear daily, on a daily basis, and widen the range of that would widen the range of their audience. Frame to Frame Shop said they had to pitch ideas to their friendship group to get idea of the product and if it would be good for their business. Smile by Richard said that they have had to arrange a specific date to when they'll have to ship their products. So you may wonder, why does all this matter? Well, of course, through lockdown, people have been buying from a range of products from a range of large companies, such as H&M, Primark, New Look, and more. However, a range of small businesses have similar products, which can be better made, cheaper, and maybe even better for the environment. This has been Lewis Rutland for Jelly Media. Thank you very much. Back to you, honey.
Thank you for that, Lewis. So, as we can see, this year a change is being encouraged. Instead of buying from big chain shops, buy from smaller businesses. And this year, maybe consider shopping small and help out those locally, as well as treating someone with a lovely handmade gift. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Honey Walford for Jelly Media News. Goodbye.